So is your data recoverable? Well, it's a good question. Depends a little bit on what happened to it and what has been done since. For the most part, we're very successful in recovering data. Things you want to watch out for, things that make data not recoverable. Say you've got a thumb drive and the chips on the drive itself, the actual black chips, are cracked. That makes it unrecoverable. Generally, other than that, USB drives and memory sticks are recoverable. If it's a hard drive that's been dropped, that's a real challenge. Okay. Now, if the drive has been plugged in after it was dropped, the chances of recovery go down a little bit. Let's face it though, everybody plugs in their drive to see if it'll work after. Okay. Is the drive making any noise? Well, clicking, that's not so bad. Any grinding, any high-pitched noises, that's pretty bad. Is the drive supposed to spin up but does not spin up? That's not so bad. So on those cases, as long as the platters on the inside of the drive are intact and it has not been opened outside of a clean lab, the chances of recovery are pretty good. Now, what about little micro SD cards? You put it in your camera, it's not reading right. Now, we've got some pretty good methods for accessing those, even when the computer and the camera won't anymore. The challenge is, has it been formatted? Is it formatted in the PC? Is it formatted in the camera? What model of camera do you have? So those are all questions we have to ask before we can determine if the data is recoverable for micro SD cards. Now, there's a wide variety of other medium that we can recover from. So just because I haven't named your specific item doesn't mean it's not recoverable. Some things take more time to recover than others. Recovery times can vary. Sometimes it takes a couple hours in the afternoon, and sometimes it'll take weeks on our special equipment. So we have equipment in our lab to help us with recoveries that get past problems and issues that you would normally get plugging it into your laptop or your computer at home. We actually have to import the equipment into our lab. Workstations there, oh man, we've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment in there. Little tips and tricks and procedures and know-how. So some things might not seem recoverable if you're just beginning to do recoveries, but our technicians in our lab, we train for about 6 months. We put them through this curriculum. They do practice after practice after practice after practice so that they get the skills necessary to be able to handle the more difficult and challenging recoveries. So, is your item recoverable? There's a fair chance that it is. Our rates, depending on the device, what's happened to it, we're at the high 80s, mid 90s percent. The ones that we cannot recover generally are those that have destroyed themselves on the inside. That's a video for another day. I hope this helps.